Hi everyone, this is Joanne from Down Memory Lane, and today I'm going to show you a layout that I did using the Joys of the Season Cricut cartridge. First thing that you want to do is pick out a background paper. I chose Reminisce Frosty Snow. I like the little snowflakes that were all over the paper, and it works well for this layout. Then I chose a 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock, and I started a little above halfway and started cutting like in a rolling hill pattern. And this piece over here is just this top piece flipped over so that it matches up right at this point. The trees are cut out of green cardstock, and I used this button on page 59, the little train button, but I used the shift layers in order to cut those trees. And I cut 2 trees at 1 3/4, 3 trees at 2 1/4, 2 trees at 2 1/2, and 1 tree at 4 1/2, and then I just placed them wherever I thought they looked nice on the layout. The reindeer are done with brown cardstock, and they are on page 45, and I used the shift button. I liked this reindeer a little bit better than this reindeer, so I cut all of my reindeer using the shift button. They are cut at 3 inches, and I cut 9 of them. The red cording around their neck is just a red cording that I found at a local fabric store. I just wrapped it around and adhered it on the back of each reindeer. The sleigh is cut out of Star Dream paper. That's a shimmery, shiny paper, and I thought it went really well with the Reminisce Frosty Snow because that's a shimmery paper also. The sleigh is on page 44 of the book, and we use the sleigh, we use the shift button, we also use the layers and the shift layers button. So for beginning the sleigh, I cut Silver Star Dream, and I use the regular sleigh button. So what it'll do is it'll cut this part of the sleigh, but it also cuts this part, and you'll layer on top of that. I cut the sleigh at 4 inches. I cut everything on the sleigh at 4 inches. And then I used the layers button. And I cut this image out of red Star Dream, and then I went back and I cut it out of black because I don't know if you can see it. There's a little piece at the top here that's separate, and there's a piece there that you'll need in black. And you use the red to layer this part of the sleigh, then you take that black piece and layer it right on top here, and then this little black piece here is like the seat for Santa to sit on. The toy bag is your shift layers, it's the shift button. You cut that out of white Star Dream, and it will also cut this Santa, and you'll use that as a base for your Santa. So you do want to go ahead and cut the toy bag and the Santa out of white Star Dream. After you've done that, you'll go over to your shift layers button, and you'll cut that out of red Star Dream. And this is like Santa's jacket and his hat, and then there are these little ties at the top. I don't know if you can even see that. The ties at the top are the ties that you would put on your bag of toys. So you cut all of that in red, and then you layer your hat and your jacket, his arm, on top of the white Star Dream piece that you had from before. And then what I did was I wanted Santa's face to be kind of a flesh color. Since I had cut that out of white, I really wanted his face to be flesh, so I went back with a flesh colored cardstock, and I cut this piece again so that I could just use the face part of it, and I cut it out and I slid his face in underneath his beard and the hat. For his boots, you need to do the shift layers again with the black Star Dream, and the boots are some of those pieces that are in there, so you have to pull those black pieces out of there and layer those on top of his boots. For the photo mats, I cut 2 pieces of white cardstock at 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then one at 5 by 4. I'm sorry, I cut one piece of white cardstock 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and one 5 by 4. And then I went back and I cut a piece of Reminisce Frosty Snow at the same sizes, 5 1/4 by 4 1/4 and 5 by 4. So what I ended up with is a large white mat that measured 5 1/4 by 4 1/4 and a small mat that measured 5 by 4, and the same thing with the Frosty Snow paper. That measures 4 by 5, and the bigger one measures 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. And that's all you need to do in order to do this really cute layout. And I hope that this video helped you, and I hope that you'll join us in the future.